Ganglia of head and neck. You're watching Dental Basics with me, Dr. Parvati Raghavan. Let us first have a quick look at the important topics covered in this video. We will find out what a ganglion is made up of, the 5 important cranial nerve ganglia, the nerves on which they are found, certain common features of these ganglia, also very briefly about the sympathetic chain of ganglia, parasympathetic ganglia, and sensory ganglia present all over our body. Let me draw the nervous system in our body. Keep an eye on the red area and the green lines. We have brain here below the spinal cord. These two form the central nervous system. Nerve fibers originating in the central nervous system branch out of the spinal cord to all parts of the body and form the peripheral nervous system. I'm going to sketch a single nerve cell so we can understand the different parts it has. These are dendrites, long axon below, nucleus in the center. This forms the cell body. Axon terminals at the bottom. White areas are the myelin sheath covering the axon. Each axon terminal forms connections with dendrites and axons of as many as 1,000 other neurons across tiny gaps called synapses. This is a connecting nerve cell. You may see my video about the nervous system if you want to know more. The link is in the description box of this video. What is a ganglion? A ganglion is a collection of nerve cell bodies outside the central nervous system. It appears as a swelling on the nerve and is of different shapes and sizes. So, is there such a collection of nerve cell body inside the central nervous system? Yes, and it is called nucleus. There are 3 types of neurons. Efferent neurons which arrive at the central nervous system, efferent neurons that exit the central nervous system and go to different organs in the body, and 3 interneurons which interconnect neurons, creating neural circuits. Why do I need to know this? Well, because ganglia are made of cell bodies of both efferent nerves and efferent nerves. Why do we need ganglia? Ganglia form connections between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, and this helps to transmit messages, which makes our body machinery to work efficiently. The ganglia in our head is sensory and parasympathetic, while sympathetic ganglia is present in the neck. There are 5 important cranial nerve ganglia. 1 sensory, that is the trigeminal ganglion. 4 parasympathetic, that is ciliary, pterygopalatine, otic, and submandibular. All 5 are paired, that is there is one on the right side of the body and one on the left side of the body. We can remember this with a mnemonic: cili for ciliary, Terry-Spal for pterygopalatine, tick-tock for otic, and subwave for submandibular. The trigeminal ganglion is found near the root of the trigeminal nerve, but parasympathetic ganglia are located near the target organ. In this picture here is the trigeminal nerve and its ganglion. The trigeminal ganglion transmits sensory information from the structures in the face like skin, sinuses, and mucous membranes to the central nervous system. There are 3 main branches from the face: ophthalmic, maxillary, and mandibular, which pass the sensory information to the ganglion, which in turn gives out sensory route to the central nervous system. You may watch my video on the trigeminal ganglion by going to the link given in the description box. The parasympathetic system is responsible for rest and digest. The four parasympathetic ganglia supply parasympathetic innervation to the following muscles and glands. The ciliary ganglion innervates and contracts two eye muscles, sphincter pupillae and ciliary muscles. When the sphincter pupillae contracts, it constricts the pupil. Contraction of the ciliary muscles of the eye cause the lens to curve, which helps to adapt for near vision. The pterygopalatine ganglion supplies the lacrimal gland and glands in the nasal cavity. The submandibular ganglion to the submandibular glands and sublingual glands. And otic ganglion to the parotid gland. All nerve fibers arise from nuclei in the brain stem. We learned previously that nuclei are collection of nerve cell bodies inside the central nervous system. These give rise to preganglionic fibers which go inside the ganglion. From here, postganglionic fibers arise and continue to the organ and innervate it. Below you can see the nuclei in the midbrain and pons part of the brain stem, the preganglionic fibers, the ganglia, also called as peripheral ganglia, and the postganglionic fibers. Since the ganglia are located outside the brain or the spinal cord, they are called as peripheral ganglia. This image shows the trigeminal nerve with the trigeminal ganglion. Its three branches from the top: ophthalmic, maxillary, and mandibular. One is the ciliary ganglion, two the pterygopalatine, three otic, and four the submandibular. You can see that these four ganglia lie very close to the branches of the fifth cranial nerve, but they are functionally related to other cranial nerves. The ciliary ganglion is related to oculomotor nerve, pterygopalatine and submandibular to facial nerve, otic ganglion to the glossopharyngeal nerve. Here we have the brain stem, which is the midbrain, pons, and medulla put together. Preganglionic fibers of cranial nerves 3, 5, 7, and 9, all are odd numbers. The ganglia, ciliary, trigeminal, which is sensory, pterygopalatine, and submandibular, and otic, and the postganglionic fibers in the end. All four parasympathetic ganglia form synaptic connections inside. The trigeminal ganglia do not form any synapse inside and contain only cell bodies of the nerve. In the parasympathetic division, a single preganglionic nerve fiber creates a number of postganglionic fibers after it synapses inside the ganglion. This is roughly in a ratio of 1:4. In all four parasympathetic ganglia, there are three roots: motor, sympathetic, and sensory. The motor root, which is colored pink, carries presynaptic parasympathetic nerve fibers, that is general, visceral, efferent to the ganglion, creates a synapse and gives rise to postsynaptic fibers that travel to the target organ. Visceral means relating to the internal organs. The sympathetic root, which is in the color blue, carries postsynaptic fibers which are also GVE like above, but they just pass through the ganglion. The sensory root, given in yellow color, carries general sensory efferent fibers, that is GSA, or general somatic efferent fibers, that pass through the ganglion and go to the central nervous system. Somatic means from the skin, muscles, and the soft tissues. The sympathetic and sensory fibers just pass through the ganglion without synapse. Some ganglia also carry special sensory fibers, which are visceral efferent for taste sensation. Sympathetic cervical ganglia. This is the skull, and below in the neck area we have vertebral artery, carotid artery, and 3 cervical ganglia, superior, middle, and inferior. The superior cervical ganglion is significant since it gives off the postsynaptic sympathetic fibers to all the 4 parasympathetic ganglia we just studied about, whereas the middle and the inferior cervical ganglia supply the viscera of the neck. At this point, I want to remind you that we are learning only about the head and neck here. These 3 ganglia also innervate many other structures in our body. Let us do a quick summary of what we learned so far. There are 5 important ganglia. They are in pairs on left and right of the face. 1 is sensory and 4 are parasympathetic. All arise from nuclei with pre- and postsynaptic ganglionic fibers. The parasympathetic ganglia have 3 types of fibers passing through, while sensory ganglia has only cell bodies inside. Finally, the superior cervical ganglion provides these sympathetic fibers to all the 4 parasympathetic ganglia. The sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system fibers. Let us look at a few similarities and differences between them. The preganglionic fibers are cholinergic, that is, they use acetylcholine as their neurotransmitter, and they are myelinated. Myelination makes the impulses to travel faster. The difference between the two is in the number of postsynaptic fibers a single preganglionic fiber creates a synapse with. Parasympathetic has a divergence factor of 1:4, 1 presynaptic fiber and 4 postsynaptic, whereas sympathetic division can have a divergence of up to 1:20. A logical reason for this is that sympathetic system is for quick response either by fight or flight. There are many sensory ganglia in our body. Example are geniculate ganglion of the 7th cranial nerve. Genu in Latin means knee and it is shaped like a knee. Next is spiral ganglion in the cochlea. It is a ganglia of the 8th cranial nerve, that is the vestibulocochlear nerve. This is the neck area, cranial bones, internal jugular vein, internal carotid artery. Between these two lie the superior and inferior ganglia of the 9th cranial nerve, that is the glossopharyngeal nerve, and superior and inferior ganglia of the 10th cranial nerve, that is the vagus nerve. There are 31 pairs of spinal nerves in our body, and these are both on right side and left side. In the dorsal part of the spinal cord, we have the dorsal root ganglia of the spinal nerve. Many parasympathetic ganglia are present in our body that innervate the airway, heart, pancreas, and pelvic viscera. The ganglia lie close to or within the viscera. Viscera means the soft organs. So they have long preganglionic and short postganglionic fibers. They originate from the brain and sacral region of the spinal cord, that is, they have craniosacral outflow. The neurons begin at the cranial nerves 3, 7, 9, and 10, and sacral S2 to S4 of the spinal cord. Sympathetic ganglia in our body are located close to the spinal cord. This may be because they need to supply fast information to the body for fight or flight. The sympathetic fibers originate from the thoracic and the lumbar region of the spinal cord. That is, they have a thoracolumbar outflow with short preganglionic and long postganglionic fibers. The sympathetic ganglia are present on each side of the vertebrae and interlinked to each other to form a chain. There are 21 to 23 pairs in this chain. Out of these, 3 are present in the cervical ganglia, which we learnt about earlier. This finishes the topic of the ganglia of head and neck. In the description box below, you can find the link to my video on the nervous system and trigeminal ganglion. Thank you for watching and sharing. Remember to press on the like button below and subscribe.